is this is a two-part video. The August reset, getting my life back together and ready to go. So first things first, we're gonna go over the July goals. I just got back last night from a week-long vacation. 7 books this month. I'm so proud of myself. It's just gonna be too long. It's gonna be too long. Do you think I'm gonna stay there? No. Next up might be the most controversial book.
Just pulled up to the house, don't feel like getting out. I'ma just lay back and crack this window. I've been doing my best, taking a moment to rest, feeling stressed out. Give it a good, I put that on God when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that. Jump on, jealousy, my bad. Get away from me, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, better way.
Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. So today is Monday, August 5th. This is the first time in almost 2 weeks, or maybe 2 weeks, I'm not really sure, that I'm filming. And I just got back last night from a week-long vacation, so I'm tired. Then I made myself get up and go to the gym because I'm a gym girl these days. So that was fun. Today was leg day, and I've got my protein coffee now because I absolutely need it after that leg day. Also, there was no ice, so it's an iceless coffee. So anyway, today is gonna be an August reset. I haven't been home, so I haven't been able to do a reset, but we're doing it today. I have unpacking to do, laundry to do. I have to go pick up my dogs from the vet this afternoon, because that's where they've been, because James dropped them off Friday, and then he drove down to Florida where I was at, because it's kind of a long story, but basically my family wanted to do a birthday trip to Disney for my grandma for her birthday. So I left last Sunday to go meet up with them in Florida. It was just a girls trip. It was my mom, my grandma, my sister, and I, and we were there from Sunday to Friday. My family left on Friday. I had a solo day at Disney, which was a lot of fun, but I also realized that Disney is so much better with your people, you know? And then James drove down on Friday because our friends were doing a day at Disney on Saturday, and they invited us to come along, and I was like, well, I'm already gonna be down there. There's no point in flying back Wednesday, because originally the trip was supposed to be done on Wednesday. There's no point of flying back Wednesday to turn around and get in the car Friday morning. So I was like, I talked to my family, we extended our girls trip, and then James met up with me Friday night, so he dropped the dogs off Friday morning before he left. So they've been at the vet. That was kind of a long explanation for that, but they're at the vet right now because they were being boarded, and I can't pick them up until like this afternoon because they want to, like, our vet does like a complimentary bath, which is needed for Daisy, because sweet little Daisy, she always wets the bed. I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm always just like, yeah, I mean, if it's free, go ahead and give them a bath, why not? I can't pick them up until like 3 o'clock or after. So yeah, I'm gonna have to like be productive and get stuff done before I go get them, because I know that after I go get them, nothing productive is happening, other than we do need to go grocery shopping tonight, but you know. So we've got laundry, we've got unpacking to do, probably gonna clean a little bit. The house isn't too bad, but I haven't been here in a week, you know. I need to share with you guys the books that I read in July. We need to go over my August goals. We also need to go over my July goals and which ones I actually you know, met and which ones still need work. I need to plan out my meal plan for the week. I've got to go have breakfast and shower, and I'll catch back up with you guys. All right, guys, so I have showered, I've gotten ready for the day, and I've got my computer up and ready to go. So first things first, we're gonna go over the July goals to see what I actually accomplished in the month of July, what didn't happen, kind of recap July. And then I am going to do my August goals with you guys, and then we'll get to the books that I read because I'm very excited about that. But first, we're actually going to work on looking at the goals. All right, so opening up my Notion, we are going to go into the goals tab here that I have. I got this from another YouTuber. I don't remember who it was. So if I can remember, I'll try to link it because I do want to give credit where credit is due. I did not design this, but I do love it. And like I said, I'll try to find the original creator and link it down below. For the month of July, let's talk about the health goals. So the health goals were to lose 5 pounds, do 10,000 steps a day, and drink a gallon of water per day. I did none of these. I have not weighed myself, so I don't know. I could have lost 5 pounds, but also at this point, it's August 5th. I don't know what I weighed August 31st. So one thing I will say is I did join a gym last month, and I have been going pretty much every single day up until I went on vacation. So I haven't been in like a week. Well, I went this morning, but I took a week off from the gym because of vacation. I did 108,000 steps last week, so I feel good about that. But I didn't do 10,000 steps every single day, but I did go to the gym. I did join a gym. That wasn't even on my goals list, but I did that. So I feel good about my health goals, even though I didn't actually get any of these. But the one thing, whenever I did weigh myself a couple weeks ago, I think I had gone up in weight, but I'm also building muscle. So my weight is going to go up before it goes down because I'm building muscle, trying, you know, do all of that. And so even though I didn't check off any of these goals, I did other things that I probably should have made those my goals for July versus this. But like I said, at the beginning of July, I didn't know I was gonna sign up for the gym. So honestly, even though I didn't check any of these off, I feel really, really good about my health journey and where I've been the last couple of weeks. So I'm not gonna get too upset that I didn't check any of these off. I'm just going to continue to focus and work on some new goals, which I have some new ones in mind, and we will go over them in just a little bit. But that's where we work health-wise. Career-wise, I did not hit 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. I didn't really gain a lot of subscribers on YouTube, but I forget that July is not a big month of growth on the YouTube platform, at least in my experience in the past. I have other channels, I've had multiple YouTube channels, and I know that July is a slower month. I also know that from running a small business, July is a slower month. People are on vacation. They're kind of gearing up for the next school year. So it wasn't that shocking. It was kind of a big goal, but you know, it didn't happen, and that's okay. I did reach 200 followers on TikTok, which was very exciting. On Instagram, I don't really think I grew at all on Instagram. I feel like Instagram, out of all the platforms, is the one I find the most challenging to grow. So yeah, I don't think I really grew at all on Instagram, but that's okay. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I will have my feed thing right here, but I'll also have it linked down below in the description box. And if you want to check out TikTok as well, I post some different content on those platforms than I do here on YouTube, but I am happy that I saw some growth on TikTok, not so much on Instagram, but you know what, that's okay. We will get there. We will get there. Moving on to personal, I read more than 4 books, but I did do the 4 books that I wanted to make sure that I read. I've really been enjoying reading. You guys know if you've watched any of my videos, but I was very proud of myself for hitting that goal. I feel like that's a more realistic goal because that's 1 book per week. I did almost double that, so I was pretty proud of myself. And the 2 of the books that I read, one book took me like a week to read because I was out of town at the beginning of July, and then the last one I read took me, I think, 2 days longer than most books because I was on vacation again. So, and those trips were not planned and literally until last month. I did not finish my UGC course. I do need to do that and really get started with that. I feel like that is such an overwhelming thing when you're trying to do something new that you've never done. So I do want to refocus on that. I feel like I would have done that more. But again, July was a little bit crazy and I wasn't expecting it to be as crazy as it was. So not that that's an excuse, you prioritize the things that are important to you, but I definitely feel like maybe I would have had a better time prioritizing those things had I been home, you know, because I didn't take my computer and do any work on the trips that I went on. So yeah. Anyway, I did not get my closet organized. I need to do that. I really need to do that. So maybe we'll push that to this month. So financial stuff, start making money again. I did make some money from my affiliate links, which I was very excited about. So that, we can cross that one off of our list. I feel like I did limit spending for the most part just on unnecessary stuff, but at the same time I didn't like have a complete no spend. I do feel like I was more mindful of the things I was buying and spending money on, but obviously I still spent money. I mean, you can see back here this whole stack of books minus the Britney Spears book that's in there. All of those were purchased this past month. So I guess technically I didn't really limit my spending because I was still spending, but I did try to be more mindful. Like, do I need this? Am I going to use this? Do I need this right now? So in a way I kind of did that, but I'm not going to check it off because like I said, I didn't like really do what I had planned to do here. And then get monetized on YouTube. I am still not quite there with my watch time hours. So if you are watching this video and you're watching like the full video, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully we can hit that goal sometime in the third quarter of the year. Quarterly goals, again, getting monetized on YouTube is the third quarter goal. It hasn't happened yet, but we're on the right path, I think. August goals. Okay, so for my health, I want to go to the gym. We're gonna say 3 times a week, though I've been going pretty much every day, but I want to make it realistic. Some weeks there may be weeks where I only make it 3, but I at least want to go to the gym 3 times a week this month. Next one, I want to clean up my diet, which I kind of mentioned earlier this morning when I was making my protein coffee, that I want to do a Whole30. I'm on here, I'm just clean up my diet, but what that means to me is just eliminating all the extra processed foods, sugars, stuff like that, and not eating out. You know, I really want to prioritize that part of my health this month. I feel like I'm in a good routine with the gym, but now I want to refocus in on the food that I'm eating. And I feel like for the past, since March basically, since we went to Hawaii on our family cruise and everything, I have not stuck with Weight Watchers. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have stuck with it for like certain days and I've filmed those days. In general, I feel like I have not had a solid week of Weight Watchers. And the problem I have with Weight Watchers, it's still a good program. I still have lost 20 pounds on the program, but I think for me, it's hard because I really love ice cream. I really love ice cream and I will do everything I can to fit that in my points. And I really need to prioritize like whole food, healthy, like unprocessed foods, zero sugar stuff, you know, like the sugar that I'm getting needs to be from fruit kind of thing. I know I feel the best when I eat that way. I've done several rounds of Whole30. I've done paleo for 2 years. I felt my best when I was doing that. Like, the food that I eat really does affect how I feel in my body. And while I love Weight Watchers, and I think if you're somebody who can't, you know, cut out all of that stuff right now because of the you know, phase of life that you're in right now, then I think Weight Watchers is great. It really does teach you about portion control. But for me right now in this phase in life, I feel like I can handle cleaning up my diet and removing all that processed stuff and just being healthier. And that's really what I want to focus on. So I'm not saying Whole30, I'm just saying clean up my diet. In my mind, that is a Whole30. But like I said earlier today, there's gonna be a couple days here of the Whole30, like, because I'm technically starting tomorrow, which would mean my Whole30 would end on September 5th or 6th. I'd have to like count because I know August has 31 days. Anyway, we have a family trip coming up and I know that that's going to be a little bit harder. So I don't want to put that I'm doing a Whole30, but in my mind, I'm going to be focused on doing a Whole30, if that makes sense, at least until we go on this trip. That was a little long explanation, but that's where I'm at. I do want to keep drinking a gallon of water every single day. So I do want to keep that on my health goals for the month of August. I just think that that's a good goal to have. It's not quite a gallon, but 3 of these is almost a gallon. So I feel like that's definitely doable, and I can really focus on that this month. Career-wise, where am I at with my subscriber count? You guys can kind of see some back end of YouTube here. Okay, so I'm there. I feel like 1,200 is definitely a realistic goal. So that's what I'm gonna do, is just say 1,200, because I feel like that's definitely doable for the month. I'd love for it to be more, but this is gonna be my, you gotta take baby steps. I can't be like, I want 1 million subscribers right now. And I know subscriber count shouldn't matter, okay? But it also helps you see growth. It's like a number that you can look at and see growth, you know? So definitely want to do that. For TikTok, I'm going to say 250 followers. And then for Instagram, I'm still going to keep the 20. I'm still 8 away. So if you want to follow me and help me reach my goal, that would be awesome. But I'm going to just leave that goal as is. For my personal goals, I think I'm going to bump it up to 5 books, which is definitely still doable. I don't want to get crazy and be like, I don't want to read 10 books this month, because, you know, I just feel like that's a lot of pressure on me to do that, and I want reading to be fun. So I'm gonna leave that at 5 books. We're just gonna bump it up to 5 books, because I also have not read it all this month, and we're on day 5 of the month, so I need to make it a little bit more realistic for myself. I also want to finish the UGC course and kind of get started with UGC content. Organize this dang closet. Like, we need to do that. Need to get it done. I'm gonna leave that one on there. For, I guess I should change career to be social media. But so here, instead of financial is a hard one, because I feel like these should be goals that James and I set together because we're married, so whatever. But I also am like, I don't really necessarily feel the need to share my financial goals with the internet. I think last month was fine because they were very just like, I want to start making money and I want to get monetized on YouTube. I want to limit spending. But as far as like actual financial goals, it's not necessarily something I feel the need to share on here. So what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna change this one to career, because so if you guys don't know, I own a small business, Sticky Situations Co. I used to sell planner stickers, and then I kind of shifted to mugs and t-shirts. Right now I only have mugs listed on Etsy, and it's really taken a back burner this year. I've really kind of pushed it to the side. I've not been a small business owner this year. I definitely needed that break. I absolutely was so burnt out, didn't know what I wanted to do, and I really just needed to take a huge step back. At the beginning of the year, I tried to relaunch my website. I had it open for like a month, and I was like, I don't know that I'm ready to take this on or really do this. It just, that season in my life just wasn't a small business owner season, you know what I mean? But I have really missed it. Like, even in that phase where I was like, I know I can't do this right now, I still missed it. I definitely don't want to go back to selling planner stickers. As much as I loved that season in my life, I do feel like that season came to a close last year. But I do want to have a small business sell products. Like, I do enjoy that. I enjoy making the mugs, t-shirts. There's a lot of other things that I could be making that I want to look into. I also want to look into buying stuff wholesale and selling that. When it was a sticker shop, I had different like planning notebooks and pens and stationery items that I purchased wholesale and was able to support another small business while selling their products that they made in my shop, and I really enjoyed that. So I kind of want to revamp my business. Still kind of doing the same thing, mugs, t-shirts. I've looked into like little tote bags. I'd love to bring back the stationery side of things. I also would love to do little bookmarks and different like reading related things, since that's kind of what I'm into right now. And I don't want to talk too much about this because I very much want to keep what I'm doing to me until it's out there and done. But I also, in order to like share my goals with you, have to tell you a little bit about that. I need to come up with if I can spell, my goodness, a business plan for relaunching. I think I'm happy with my logo, but I probably just need to look into rebranding. So I'm just gonna put rebranding, because even if I keep my logo, I still could order like business cards, that sort of stuff, and like really brand everything together. And then I just need to do some research. I'll just say research products. And what I mean by that is researching how to make different things that I want to make, such as like the tote bags, like where to find the best quality of those things, that sort of thing. I just want to kind of revamp, reprioritize, get back to that part of my life, because I do miss it. Anyway, that was such a long ramble, but those are my August goals. I feel like those are really good, achievable goals. All right, now let's change the position of the camera and let's talk books, okay? Because that's really what we want to talk about here. Okay, I didn't change positions like that drastically here. I just moved my camera to this side of my desk, and now you have this background, which is messy, but it's fine. Also, I have my computer glasses still on. I'm gonna put them on my head. I feel like I look smart with these glasses, you know? Let me grab the books that I was reading this month and we'll talk about them. You guys, I read 7 books this month. I'm so proud of myself. All right, so I'm gonna go in the order that I read them, explain to you why I chose them, kind of give my review on them, even though if you've watched my YouTube shorts, I kind of have talked about some of these, but let's just get into it, okay? The first book that I read for the month of July was Beach Read. This one took me forever because I was at the lake with my family and I felt like I didn't have a lot of time to read. This one, let's see if I can remember this. This is about Gus and January. They're both authors. They're kind of, it's like not enemies, but like, it's kind of like enemies to lovers sort of story. January writes about romance and love, and then I don't want to give too much away, but she has something happen in her life that makes her really question like what she believes in terms of romance and happily ever afters and stuff like that. And then Gus is more on the like side of he doesn't believe in like that love at first sight. That's not what he writes about. And they kind of have a bet going on where like Gus has to write a romance novel and January has to write more of a, I don't want to say realistic, but not just romance fluff kind of stuff. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to spoil it. It was really good. I would recommend this book if you were looking for just a nice, light, romance, fun kind of story. This one was really good. I read this because this was the book club month, or book of the month of July. I didn't actually make it to book club, but I did read the book, so points for that. It was really good. I think I gave this one a 5-star on my Goodreads. Let me check my Goodreads account because I need to know what I rated them. Okay, so yeah, this one I rated 5 stars. It was really good. The next book that I read in the month of July was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. You guys know I'm a big Frida fan. I did really enjoy this one. I think I gave this one a 4 stars because even though I enjoyed it, I just also, there were parts of it that just kind of annoyed me a little bit. So I think I was just like, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It's not my favorite Frida McFadden book, even though I know a lot of people love this. I think they're making this one into a movie, which is very exciting. So this is about Millie. Part of why I didn't like this book, Millie's character annoyed me too much. But she having a hard time getting a job. When you start the book, she's living out of her car. Hopefully I'm not giving too much away here. And then she gets this job being somebody's housemaid, and it kind of follows, I really don't want to give too much away in case you guys want to read this. But basically she's a housemaid. She sees the stuff that's going on. There's just some suspicious stuff. You kind of are led to believe that one character is the problem, and then there's like a twist and you find out all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away and spoil it. It was really good though, and in classic Frida fashion, she delivers the twists and turns, you know? So I did give this one 4 stars, but it was good. I would recommend it. I only gave it 4 stars because it wasn't my favorite and the main character was really getting on my nerves. Next up might be the most controversial book that I'm gonna talk about. I don't know if ever, but at least for the month of July, it's Verity. I didn't even take the sticker off of this book. What the heck? It's Verity by Colleen Hoover. This one is the book club book for the month of August. So next week when I go to book club, this is the book that we'll be discussing. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this book, okay? So you guys know if you watch my channel, I don't love a lot of language. This had a lot of language, which is definitely a big turnoff for me. So I struggled with that. It also was very, very spicy, and I'm just, you know, I don't mind a little bit, but this was just, I felt like so over the top that it was just a lot. It was a lot. In terms of storyline, there was some really hard topics discussed within this book that, you know, I can kind of see both sides. I can see why it would be a huge turnoff for people. I can also see why it's interesting. I myself thought the storyline was interesting. I wanted to know what was going to happen, which is what kept me reading the book, because I did want to know what on earth is going on here. So in that part of it, I will say Colleen Hoover did a good job of keeping me like what's gonna happen. I need to finish this book to find out what happens. And I also read the bonus chapter. So there's a special edition of this book and it has a bonus chapter. And I read the bonus chapter and it really left me with like, what is the truth? What happened in this book? You know, because you end it thinking one thing. Well, actually, you kind of end it not really knowing what to believe, but then the bonus chapter even more so kind of brings have a different idea of different characters within the bonus chapter. You kind of have a different opinion of them, is what I'm gonna say. And so I liked that it kept me on my toes and that I kind of ended with like, I don't really know what to believe, because in terms of like a book club, it's gonna be interesting to hear people's thoughts and opinions and like what they thought was going on. But like I said, the biggest turnoff for me was the language and the spice. But again, there were some hard topics that I can definitely see would be triggering for people. But I can also see how maybe someone wouldn't be triggered by that and it wouldn't hit as close to home for them. So I think you just have to keep that in mind. Like, it's okay if you liked the book and it's okay if you hated the book. You know, it's not going to be for everybody. I kind of am unsure if I should try another Colleen Hoover book. I know this one was outside her norm, so I don't know. If you've read Colleen Hoover, what were your thoughts about this book if you've read it? And is it similar spice and language-wise to her other books? Because that really for me is, I don't love reading that, so it'd have to be a really good story for me to want to read with all of that. And I know that probably sounds crazy. You're probably like, why is language such a big deal? It just is. It's like my thing that I'm just like, I don't love that. So if you have read more of Colleen Hoover, is this how she always is? Let me know. But anyway, like I said, I gave this 2 stars because for me personally, I just didn't love a lot of things about this book, but it was a good mystery. Like, you didn't know what was happening. So in that way, I did like that. Next up, I read You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. Is how I think you say her name. I was not impressed by this book at all, you guys, which is so sad because I had been eyeing this for months and was like, I really want to read this book. And I was so disappointed. Again, I think I gave this one 2 stars on Goodreads. First off, the characters were so annoying to me that I was just like, I don't care what happens to you. Like, I don't care. I'm not connecting with any of them. They're both like, the 2 main characters were both super annoying to me. It did have a twist at the end that I didn't see coming, so like that was fun. But overall, I kept reading it hoping it was gonna get better, but it didn't. I don't even know, because I wouldn't say you shouldn't read it, because just because I don't like something doesn't mean somebody else might not like it. But for me, I think it was just because the characters were so annoying to me. Like, I just was so annoyed by the characters in this one that I was like, I can't, and it was all the characters. It wasn't like one character was terrible, it was like all of them were terrible. So basically, this is a story about Grace. She needs a break from her job. She rents this Airbnb in Wyoming, goes there. The owner of the Airbnb is Calvin. They hit it off, and there's a missing person, there's no cell signal, all kinds of stuff. And this is where I'm like, the main character annoyed me, because like, if I got there and there's no cell signal, like I can't let anybody know where I'm at, do you think I'm gonna stay there? No. So it was just annoying to me. I don't know. If you've read this one, what were your thoughts? Let me know, because I was so annoyed by all of them. The next book that I read was The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I don't remember what I rated this one, but I did really enjoy this. I gave this 4 stars. I guess I was just being real hard on Frida because I gave this one 4 stars also, but this one was really good. It had a really interesting twist that I feel like you don't really pick up on at all in the book. Like, even thinking back on it, I'm like, there's literally like one part of the book where something said that you could maybe figure it out based on that, but it's even that I'm like, I don't feel like you would. It's kind of like in One by One, I did not see the twist coming. Like, even looking back on it, I'm like, it would have been, I feel like, really hard to pick up on that, you know? So this one is about Nora Davis. Her father did some bad stuff to people. I don't want to use words that like are maybe frowned upon on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But basically some people went missing. Her father was the one responsible. You catch my drift. So when she grows up, she becomes a surgeon. Some of her patients, let me just put it that way, I don't want to give too much away. Some of her patients have the same thing going on that happened to all these other people that her father was responsible for, but her father's in prison. So she's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. So it was really good. Classic Frida, throwing in the twists. Love it. Just such a fun, easy read. I love Frida's writing style. I love everything about her books. Like, honestly, even the one, The Coworker, which was my least favorite of Frida's books, even that one was still fun to read. So I just love Frida's style. I love the twist. She hooks you instantly, and I love that. So this one, like I said, 4 stars, was really good, and I just read it in like 2 days or something. Next up, we have The Housemaid's Secret. This one I think was my favorite of the whole series, to be honest. I really enjoyed this one. It still follows Millie from the first book, and I feel like her character in this one was still annoying, but like in a different way. But like in the first book, I felt like she was annoying because she was just this young girl and kind of falling for the guy that she worked for. And hopefully I don't give too, really don't want to spoil anything. But I found that part of her annoying in the first book because I was just like, what is your deal? In this one, I found her annoying because she was like keeping secrets that I'm like, just be honest with people. I hate it when people like do the, let me keep this from you because I'm scared you're gonna like not like me. And I'm like, if you're honest with them and they don't like you, that's their problem and you don't need them anyway. That's just kind of my thought process on life. Just be yourself and the right people will find you, you know, and the wrong ones will find the door. So anyway, I just felt like her character in that way was annoying, but I felt like the overall storyline in this one was so much better than the first one, to be honest. Like, I just found it more interesting for some reason. And I gave this 5 stars. Frida really won me over with this one. 5 stars. I really thought this was good. I thought it was better than the first one. If you've read the Housemaid series, let me know your thoughts on it. But yeah, read that one. And then to wrap up the month of July, I finished the series The Housemaid is Watching. This is Frida's newest book. It came out in June, I think. So I gave this one 5 stars as well. This one again follows Millie, and in this one she is not the housemaid, but she still finds herself in the middle of drama. You know, like in this one, again, I still kind of found her annoying. I don't know what it is about this character. I found her, I guess I would say, less annoying in this book. No, I think in this book, she was like the least annoying out of the series, I would say. In this one, like I said, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to give spoilers away. But in this one, I did find her character a little bit more just like, okay, you're not as annoying. You have grown up. There's actually, I think from this book to this book, there's like at least an 11-year difference. So in this one, she's older and just more mature and has her life somewhat together. So maybe that's why she didn't annoy me as much in this book. Like I said, she still finds herself kind of in the middle of some stuff and it's crazy and you're like, what's happening? Again, more twists and turns. I felt like throughout this entire book, there were twists and turns and different things and you're like, what's happening? What's going on? So yeah, I gave this one 5 stars, which is, I guess Frida was really hitting it with these books here. So these are all the books that I read in the month of July. Most of them I really enjoyed. I mean, I think I enjoyed reading all of them, to be honest, but the ones that I gave like lower stars were just for certain reasons. Like Verity was the language, like I said, and just the spiciness of it all, because I wasn't prepared for that. When you read the back of the book, you don't have any idea. Like the back of the book makes it seem like it's gonna be a whole different thing. And then this one, the You Shouldn't Have Come Here, really just the characters annoyed me so much. Like, I know I was griping about Millie in the Housemaid series, but she was like, she seemed great compared to the characters in You Shouldn't Have Come Here. Like, those characters really got on my nerves. It was still fun to read because it did have a twist that you didn't see coming, but on the flip side, I'm just like, I hated all the characters. I would recommend checking out these books though, because like I said, just because I don't like something doesn't mean you might not like something, or, you know, I might like something that you're like, oh, I hate that, and that's okay. Like, we all have difference of opinions and different things that we like out of books. So for some people, you might like that spice. And for other people, you might be like me and be like, I know I'm 35, but I'm too young for this. I definitely recommend if you read the back of the book and you find it interesting, give it a try, you know? You're either gonna love it or hate it or be like, meh, but you should still try it out if you want to and not just take my word for it. Because like I said, what I'm into could be totally different than what you're into. Okay guys, it has been a few hours. I have to go pick up my dog. I really probably should end this one here and then do a separate like meal planning video. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do because I feel like this video is so long. So what I'm gonna do is this is a 2-part video and I'm gonna post the second part of this on Friday. So make sure you subscribe if you wanna see the second part of like the August reset, getting my life back together sort of situation. If you wanna see my meal plans for the next week, my grocery haul, probably won't do a lot of cleaning today, honestly. So it'll probably just be like my grocery haul / meal plan video. I feel like maybe I should just put that in a different, have that be a separate video because this video, like the footage that I've been editing on my computer is like at an hour and I've filmed more since then. So it's just gonna be too long. It's gonna be too long, so we need to cut it in half. This is the first part of getting my life together in the month of August. If you guys wanna see my meal plan and grocery haul, make sure you subscribe. And like I said, I'm gonna be posting that as part 2 of this video. So make sure you subscribe and I will catch you guys on Friday for the meal plan / grocery haul. Yay! All right, I'll catch you guys on Friday.